it's been a minute though, right?
It has, but hold on.
Oh.
You got the Chelsea's on.
Oh, you peep game?
Period.
My best friend from middle school. Janiyah. This is my girl, Miriam.
Hey, girl.
Me, you know what I'm saying?
Can I actually talk to you for a little bit?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let's go.
I'll be right back, all right?
Yeah.
What the heck was that? You just dabbing her up like, "Are some cute couple." That was so inappropriate.
That's my friend since
Cut
middle
her
school.
off.
All right, you know what? I got you.
Yeah.
I'll let her know. Look, my girl ain't rocking with you. We can't be friends no more, all right?
What?
That's it.
For real?
Yep.
Virgo.
What's up?
Oh my gosh, it's been too
Come here, girl.
long.
How you doing?
It's so good.
You look good too,
Thank
girl.
you, you know.
Yeah. Anyway, bro, how you been? How everything? How your
Good.
mama?
How's your mom? She's great. How's
Hey,
yours?
that's what's up.
Good.
Dang.
I'll let you.
Okay.
Alright, you be easy now.
Uh-huh.
Who the hell was that?
Oh, that was Virgo.
Yo, y'all too friendly. I think he likes you. You gotta cut that off.
Okay, are you insecure or something?
Me?
You are so insecure.
You see the way he was looking at you?
What? So men can't look at me? What the heck?
Wow, you told me to cut off my friend. Now you can't cut off your friend?
Of course, because you're being inappropriate. Now you're being insecure. You know what? I don't need this. I don't need this. You're toxic. You're so toxic.
That's how it goes. And some of these women will give you a plethora of excuses as to why they haven't cut this man off yet. Just leave him alone.
So you wouldn't buy a girl a drink?
If you're in the club, why can't you buy your own drink? If you can't afford to buy your own drink, you should be in the club.
What? No. What if, like, you know, you talking to her and you just want to buy? You wouldn't just buy a girl a drink?
If I'm talking to her, she might already have a drink in her hand. You feel me?
You're like, no. Get him out of here, Jody. Get out. Get the fuck out of here.
I'll be honest, man. Men and women aren't equal. I'm sorry if that hurts your little stupid ears. We're not equal. Because equal means the word same. We're not the same. In fact, that's my favorite thing about a woman, is that she's not a dude. Quit pretending we're the same. I don't walk around, I could have a baby if they'd let me. I can't. People try to make it like, we're equal. I want it to be equalized. No, you don't. When any one of you got a babysitter tonight, how many of you picked a dude? None of you. Not because but because you're not dumb. Because the baby would fall off the balcony and you'd be like, why was the baby on the balcony? He's like, I don't know, I came out to smoke. And you're like,
And I like the point that he made about, I can't have a baby. And I wouldn't want to, because that's something that a woman can do. That's exclusive to her. So why is it that things can't be exclusive to a man? I can do some things that you can't do. You can do some things that I can't do. There's no need to be in competition. I feel like for a lot of modern women that do that, that's actually an insecurity.
He shouldn't be broke and sitting around all day. He should
I drive Uber.
He should be goal oriented.
I drive Uber 12 hours a day.
Down and figure something else that you could do. You could become a courier or something like that.
What if he likes driving Uber? He likes.
Right, but you can add. You could split that up though. You like driving for Uber, but there's other things that you can also do in between that time. Like if you don't have rides and like that. So like there's other things that you could do.
I can sustain my level of life with the job that I'm doing. The regular.
Then if you're someone that's content with doing something so small, then you wouldn't be the right person for me.
So you're saying a 9-to-5 job is something small?
No, because I have a 9 to 5.
Don't worry about it. Something so small, like having a consistent paying job, like me being able to pay the rent on the first. Something so small. I love how she just minimalizes a man being financially stable. I understand that I'm not lit and I don't have a 10,000 square foot house, but this 3-bedroom house on the south side, I can handle that shit. And I apologize if I'm not the man for you, because my consistent paying job is so small. Thank you, man. I pray you find what you're looking for.
So small, it's about you being content with that. You being content with just doing that. I work a 9 to 5 as well. I'm a quality engineer. I'm not content with that. I'm also a model. I'm also an actor. I'm also a recording artist. I do multiple things.
None of that's paid. Why are we minimalizing this that actually make us some money right now? The job is what pays the bills. So shouldn't we have a little more respect for the job? I mean, I'm sorry. My father worked for 25 years in the military and worked 20 years after that, and I never would call his accomplishment small. If we was broke, we didn't know it. Every Christmas I had up under the tree, I wouldn't call that small. I would call that stable. I would call that, taking care and raising a family. I'm sorry that jobs are small now.
No man should ever call a woman no man.
Okay.
And I'm your wife. And you've been through previous relationships, and I'm asking you what happened, what you said to these previous women, and it was nothing. I walked off. But your wife, you can call her not just once, not just twice, not just in one setting. I remember it's been multiple times in these past 7 months, and it's a trigger for me because when I was younger, I was called that, and so
Wow.
it's really a trigger for me. And it's not like I didn't sit there and tell my husband these things before. So you're not just saying these things because you're upset. You're saying it literally to hurt me. And how could you love me and call me up repeatedly?
And at this point, I'm trying to figure out, because what modern women like to do. I'm not saying that he's not wrong for what he called her, but this is what modern women like to do. I'm his wife. Why would he ever? But then they'll say things. They will do things. They will push buttons that will have you like, well, why did you even say that or do that to that man? So yeah, that's what you were acting like. That's what you got called. Maybe that will wake you up to reality so you can stop acting like that. But let's see.
Like, you don't do that to people you love. Like, and he's like, well, you call me, and I say, yeah, I have, but it's not a trigger for you. It's not detrimental for you.
So you can't call her, but she can call me. If I call her, it's a trigger for her because another called her, but she could call me. Well, let me say this, that judge, you, that old in the green, all y'all just got on my nerves because you had me in the beginning. I was on your side. I was like, a husband shouldn't call his wife up if she ain't doing no. But no, I watched this whole video just to get to the end, and you called him up too? What you? I called you up. Divorce me.
Exactly. And men can see this coming. Men can see this coming. Well, I called you that, but it ain't the same. They'll say all this. You got the police officer or the bailiff handing you toilet Kleenex because you just so broken up and distraught when you didn't call the man that. And he said, man, you insulted me. Well, it's not the same. It ain't a trigger for you like it is for me. I don't care what it is. You disrespected me. I don't care what you think it is. You disrespected me. Accountability.
And you tell me, I'm going to ask you, would your wife be going out with her guy friend at night? Hold on. She going to leave the house fully dressed, looking good, saying, baby, I'm about to go have dinner with my guy friend, and y'all are married 5 years in?
How do I say this respectfully? It won't even be a thought. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Because it wouldn't even be a thought for me to even say, babe, I'm about to go out with such and such. That's not even a thought for me when I'm dating.
Come on.
To go out and to do that. Because what really blew us up was she said that she was going out with her lady friends for dinner. I call her. She says, I'm out.
You called her or you FaceTime?
I called her. I ain't FaceTime her.
Okay.
I called her and I said, I was talking. She said, yeah, we're waiting on our car. Well, I heard like two guys right next to her. Some of my car's on the way. Hey, babe, a car be right there. I ain't say nothing because I'm not a confrontational type. But I do have a conversation. So when we get home, she gets home. She calls me and says, hey, I made it home safe. I was like, hey, babe, did you go out with your male friends? She was like, she got quiet. She said, no. I said, oh, okay. And that's all I said.
Okay.
But she thought that I was accusing her of lying. And I literally just said, hey, listen, I was just concerned because one, I hurt men and I didn't know what was going on, but you gave me your answer. So we good. Let's move on. Yeah. But she blew that up and called me narcissist, controlling. I don't trust her. I said, you know what, then that's fine. Since I'm a narcissist, since I'm controlling, and since I don't trust you, let's just end the relationship.
So, and this is a very unpopular opinion, what I'm about to say, and I'm okay with that, and I don't care.
Okay.
Because it's also why the divorce rate is high, and it's also why people can't even get in relationships, let alone sustain relationships, because of what you just said. Now, as soon as you let her know, if okay, let's just say this woman wanted to be with you, and she was open to, you want a family, you want to be married, and she said, I want this too. As soon as you gave her the hint that you thought or felt there was a man, or you thought or felt something was going on, The point is, you were seeking some clarity. As soon as she felt that, unpopular opinions coming right now.
Okay.
But it's a fact, and people can run the way they want, but they should run this play, and more relationships will be healthy. At that moment, it was her responsibility, if she's choosing you. Now, if she's not, she ain't got to do nothing. But if I'm choosing you, it's my responsibility to say, okay, baby needs clarity. I'm feeling it. I'm picking up what he's putting down. So next time I go to dinner, even if it's before you call me, but just say you called regular, I'm hitting FaceTime. Hey, babe, I'm sitting here waiting for my car and and I'm having this conversation. And then when I get in my car, I'm going to say, okay.
Wait, watch it again. Let's watch it again.
An extraordinary man is literally just an average woman. Oh, wow, he cooks, he cleans, he communicates, he's emotionally intelligent, has a job, is reliable, amazing, best man you've ever heard of in your life, right? Name one woman you know who's not all of those things. It's because we are.
Well, I would say she has a great point, except for a couple things. Going to the moon, dunking a basketball in traffic, inventing the iPhone, inventing the airplane, running a mile under 4 minutes, building the Empire State Building, fighting in every war, the road you drive on, building that, the car that you are riding in, every invention, every vaccine, mining, scuba diver, the building that you live in, a man built that. Throwing a touchdown, the Civil War, the Revolutionary War, World War I, World War II.
You said it all wrong.
Huh? Go ahead, Larry. What is he getting wrong? Go ahead. Let me hear your piece. I'm taking it all wrong. Go ahead and correct me.
That's
Correct me.
That's part of the pie, okay?
Part of the pie.
You got to be able to bring something.
Yeah, I can take care of myself.
But okay. You got to be able to bring something. But I look for what's on the inside of a person.
As long as I have enough money.
But,
My insides. So you see me and you look at my insides. So I work at Waffle House. Hey! I cook at Waffle House. Yeah. And I'm a faithful man. Yep. I have a consistent paying job. Yep. Okay. Do you see yourself being able to date me working at Waffle House? Drop a bomb. You don't give a about what's on the inside. You don't give a about none of that. You give a about him providing, taking care of the business, and provide a stable environment. If he cannot do that, he is not the man for you. And there's nothing wrong with that. You can just say that respectfully, Queen. You can just say that.
Women love when they get what they want. That's it.
You need
So there's no loyalty. Loyalty doesn't exist.
What I'm trying to say here, and any man who's been to divorce or had problems with women will agree with me and understand exactly what I'm saying. Women are loyal to how they feel. If you make them feel a certain way, then they're loyal to that feeling, which is loyal to you. Women aren't loyal to anything outside of how they feel. Men actually are more loyal than women because men, like I said, can suffer gracefully. Women can't. Men will be loyal to a society. Men will be loyal to a race. Men will be loyal to their friends. Women can't even get along for 5 minutes amongst themselves. Men will be best friends for 50 years. Men are loyal. We know loyalty completely. We'll go die in a ditch for a flag. You want to talk about loyalty? Men are loyal. Women aren't loyal. Women are, how do I feel today? You can take a woman on a private jet to a mansion in Miami and have the best time. She'll tell you how much she loves you. And then the next day when she's mad at you, she will literally say verbatim, you never give me anything. You don't take care of me. You reject me. I'm not looked after. She'll forget 12 hours before where she had the world. Because women only care about how they feel. They don't even think. They just feel. And what they feel is absolute gospel truth. And it matters more than society. It matters more than everything else. They don't give a shit about World War II. They don't give a shit. Their grandfathers died. They don't give a about England. They don't give a about anything. Because they only care about how they feel. Whereas a man might sit and say, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to suffer for the greater good of my race, my nation, my ideals. So men are loyal. Women love when they get what they want. That's it.
You need.
I think there was, I can't remember her name, but I've had clips of her in my compilations where she was essentially saying the same thing. There's a lot of women out there that are, I don't want to say a slave, but they're loyal to their feelings. Their feelings come first. For whatever reason, I'm going through menopause, perimenopause, it's my period, I'm pregnant, whatever it is, I'm loyal to my feelings first. And for some women, they know that they're going to feel a type of way, but they work hard to say, no, I'm not going to allow that to override what is actually going on. I'm going to be in a healthy, stable relationship with my husband. And there's a lot of women that fight through that. I heard one woman the other day say, if I were to be honest, I think she said 2 things to be successful in a marriage. And one of them was, treat that man with respect and learn to shut up. You don't have to say everything that comes to your mind. You can walk in a closet and tell the wall how you feel. And she was joking around, but she was being serious. She was being dead serious. We say things because of the way we feel. We do things because of the way we feel. And even though we're emotional, sometimes we're a little bit too emotional. Just like you respect the fact that a man is logical, but sometimes he's a little bit too logical. I want you to understand where I'm coming from in my world. This is what you're asking for. So then you need to do that in reverse for a man. Period. End of story. Don't leave that man hanging, which is what Andrew Tate is kind of saying. You guys are loyal to your feeling, you up and leave. Well, you hadn't been loyal to me. You hadn't done me right, but I'm still here waiting on you hand and foot, taking care of you. But the first sign is discomfort, you want to leave.
Everybody. Okay, so here's the thing, right? If you go into it with the intention of getting money for your services, what is that?
On paper?
Yeah. Okay. If you go into it and you realize you don't like the man, and you want Birkins and trips and money in exchange for your time, what is that?
On paper?
Yeah. Okay. Last one. If you go into it.
Oh, wait. I changed my mind. That's tricky.
Okay.
Because you done put some items on there. You said Birkins and purses and stuff like that. And I don't like you. That's a sugar daddy.
Okay. Is sugar daddy different than John?
I think it's different. You fucking the John. The pimp is your manager.
So if you just go to dinner with a man and he pay for dinner, but then he's like, you know what? I know you had to miss a show. You had a show. You had to miss this show. You was going to make $20,000 doing this show. Here go $20,000 because you went out to dinner. What is that?
That's the sponsor.
Okay, I'm out the church. I'm over it. I don't know what the going on no more.
What's your thought process on it though?
That's my thought. Those were my questions. I don't have no further thoughts because I had to figure out what I don't know the tier system.
What did you assume before this conversation?
All of it is.
That's what I've been saying though. Everybody got a little toot in them.
Some little toot. What the hell is wrong with her, man?
Effective immediately with DJ Head and Gina Views.
A study out today that says women become unhappy as they get older. Well, the flip side, men get happier as life goes on. Now, the researchers, a couple of economists, by the way, they say it happens when we each turn 48. And of the major factors coming down, it's all about money. Now, what's that all about? We're going to debate it. Mark Rudolph is a no-nonsense man, and Tracy Burns, our Fox Business reporter, joins me to tell us what's really going on.
First of all, this study was conducted by mostly men. And when men conduct anything, they talk about their finances because men judge themselves by the size of their wallet. Toys, dare I say. So, you put all your toys together in a parking lot and it makes you happy. If they were to ask other questions in this study about spirituality, about the other aspects of our lives, that women would have taken over. I mean, first of all, a woman hits her prime at 35. Things get much better for us.
Hey, I'm 35. This is good for me. All right, Mark, all right, go nuts, because I know you're going to go nuts.
I was on the radio 2 weeks ago in Greensboro, North Carolina, and the host related a story he overheard his son and daughter talking. So brother goes to sister and says, how come you always have money and I don't? And she says, that's simple. I have a boyfriend and you have a girlfriend. Boys are taught that they're supposed to make women happy.
No, he's actually living in the dark ages.
There's that.
I'm not living in the dark ages. This is reality. And if either of you women has ever dated women, you would know what I'm talking about. What's happening in middle age here is that women who bring 70% of divorces are divorcing the men that they never wanted to marry to begin with. And so now that's what's making the men happy.
There's a reason that women live longer, Mark. Let me tell you, it is because we are stronger
Yes.
and we are happier at the end of the day than most men, and that is factual, and you know it.
When men are married to women who scream like you, they just want to die sooner.
I'm not screaming.
When you have women going around,
Mark, you're divorced.
Tracy.
She left you. Let's put
Tracy.
that on the table if you want to play this game.
Men are taught that they have to make women happy. The fact of the matter is, you can't make anybody happy. You have to make yourself happy. Happiness is a byproduct of achievement. So for women to say that they're unhappy, it's their own fault. Anybody who says he's unhappy, it's his own fault.
Mark,
Everybody has to make himself or herself
You're
happy.
giving me such a bloody headache. Yeah, I mean, where are you from? Where are you from? Dear Lord, I would never in a million years teach my girls that they have to grow up to be reliant on a man, as you can well imagine. I would never teach my son that he should be attracted.
But Tracy, you're the same one. You're the same one who bragged that she's so strong and so tough and doesn't need a man's money. Yet you're taking alimony.
I have 3 children. Okay, Mark. You know what,
So, but you don't need a man's money.
But that's it.
You think that Offset deserves half of what Cardi got,
Right.
or has? Why do you feel that way?
Because Cardi B won't really popping like that before she got what I said.
I don't really think that's true. Bodak Yellow did almost $1 billion.
Right.
Yeah, and that was before Offset. Offset didn't come around until around Motorsport.
Right.
So, if I'm not mistaken, Cardi B been up. Cardi B was an influencer before him.
Right.
She had Bodak Yellow before him.
Oh.
And yeah, that's my take on it.
So you're saying that Cardi B had Bodak Yellow, therefore she was already up before she got what I said?
For sure. Bodak Yellow came out in 2017.
Okay. February 5th, 2017, correct?
Yeah.
No, it was June 16th, 2017. February 5th, Offset took Cardi B to the Super Bowl. But he wasn't in him. How the hell is Bodak Yellow before Offset? But Cardi B and Offset had songs together before Bodak Yellow.
That ugly money.
Let me give some dates too, because I looked them up as well. Cardi B featuring Offset. It's called Lit. It was teased in December 2016. What was Cardi B's net worth in 2016, certified? Don't worry about it. I'll tell you. $400,000. So by my count, when Offset came, she was just a thousandaire. When Offset came, now she's a millionaire. So if we're talking about assets and liability, Cardi B got $400,000 without Offset. Cardi B got $80 million with Offset. That puts Offset at about $79.5 million that he needs to split with her.
Okay.
All them dates is kicking your ass right now.
Oh, no.
I hope
okay.
you're prepared.
No,
in the case of was Offset in Cardi B's life before Bodak Yellow, you were wrong.
Okay, cool.
Is that a confirmation?
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, there might be some other factors there, but that's usually how the courts would split it. The man might say, well, I had this going. Like Cardi B might say, well, I did have those songs with Offset and all of that, but, you know, I already had Bodak Yellow in the works before Offset, so that should be my money. Well, imagine somebody else making that same argument to the judge and the judge saying, it don't matter. You were in a relationship with them when you released that song, or you did that project, or that business idea came to fruition. So you need to be splitting that with them. Now that the tables have turned and it's Cardi B, then she needs to keep all the money to herself. Interesting.
This how I know I ain't ready for nothing.
Now, I don't know when some of y'all gonna learn, but hopefully it's sooner than later. Viewer discretion is advised.
Because my little trick right there, you see him? Yeah. He's so nice to me. He's so nice to me. He be tricking. He likes to take me out. He likes to literally hand me money. All the things I said I wanted. But I don't want him. I don't like him. He annoys me. That's how I know I ain't ready for nothing. Because all I keep thinking about is the dude that don't do shit for me. And I miss him.
Now, although this piece is not newfound information, however, you'd be surprised how many men in America are in that very same position as the man she showed in that clip. And I don't know when y'all gonna learn. Tricking is never gonna get you what you truly desire. And a lot of y'all be tricking with 9 to 5s. I don't understand it. Any extra spending money that you can either invest, save, or even spend on yourself, you are spending for the validation of a woman that wants nothing to do with you. When y'all gonna love yourself a little better, huh? When y'all gonna love yourself a little more, Like at this point, I firmly believe that their brains should be donated to science for studying. Like we need to understand what makes a man trick. Especially when he got a 9 to 5. Especially when he ain't even got it to be doing that. Because she posted that video online for the world to see, which ultimately means there's a possibility that you would run into it and you would know she's talking about you.
which means she has zero respect for you, but you're spending your hard-earned money on her just for her to smile in your face. I know she ain't kissing you. I know she ain't giving you no cat based on what she said in the video. Just for her to turn around and say, the man that I really want doesn't do for me. And that's who I actually miss. Now, I could say more about the female logic, but at this point, I'd be beating a dead horse. We already know this about them. It's no secret that this is how they operate in a lot of cases. But you know what, in hindsight, now that I'm thinking about it, there's always going to be casualties in war. And those type of men are the casualties. We need men like that in order for us real niggas to thrive freely. Maybe that's just what it is. Maybe, just maybe. But you know what? You ain't got to listen to me. I'm just a normal guy. Yeah, keep the change.
When a woman meets a guy and she go tells her friends about this guy, how fine he is, first thing they want to know, well, girl, what do we do for a living?
Yeah.
True. Yeah. How much money does he make? Girl, what kind of car does he drive? They don't ask, well, what kind of man is he?
Yep.
That's not a question that they ask. You see what I'm saying? So as men, when we're out trying to date, the woman, the lady, the thot, the video vixen, all of them have on the same uniform. Yeah. So how can you tell what's what when all of them have on the same uniform? Ass, titties, long eyelashes, pussy print. So we don't know anymore.
Men laugh at other men who take women that they've been with serious. It's like, but you got what?
Had that.
Been there, done that. Other women may try to say that same type of time. Oh, babe, I've had that. No, babe, you ain't had them like this, though. It's in a man's nature to desire a woman or to desire women. It's in your innate nature to be like, dang, she look good. Why your woman is there? That's in a man's nature to just be like, yo, she is a good looking woman. That's not to say that you want to pursue her. Now, a woman may say the same thing and says, that dude looks good. Cool. The thing that makes any woman valuable is her being a virtuous woman. If Peter, Paul, and Patrick can say that they done been with your woman, that value has went down.
Right.
This is what we call a double standard.
It is.
Because if Patricia, Pam, and Pauletta been with your dude, your man has more value. Why? They look at you as to say, you got something that they wanted.
Right.
A purse.
Right.
A car. An outfit.
Right.
A house. No. This is really what's going to kill them. The life. When Pam, Pauletta, Patricia see that you got a man that they was with, but you got the good version. Now I'm going to give you a same example. With Paul, Peter, John, and Jabbar. If they see me with the girl that all of them hit, I'm the laughingstock.
Of course.
That's the point that I was just trying to make. Like, 3 girls, 3 men, same situation. That's the double standard. Am I saying that this is okay? No. I'm just giving you an example of
How do we change this, though?
it will never, see, that's the thing. When you start hearing online, it will never change. Double standards are here to stay from BC
Till end of time.
to afterlife.
After time.
Double standards are here. They're not going anywhere. There's certain things that women can do that men could never. There's things that men could do that women could never. It's just here.
And I think there was a proverb where that was the case. And the guy in the proverb was told multiple times to go back and get that woman out of the brothels. And really, it was a lesson. And this is how I feel when you do this to me. So basically, it was kind of like an example. The person who was telling the story was saying, I feel like you guys are not loyal to me. I feel like you guys, just at any kind of whim, y'all just go out there and do whatever you want with whoever you want. And I don't think that's fair to me. I spend my resources on you, and you guys just laugh in my face. You take all my resources and then you go spend them on somebody else. You go give them to somebody else, and I don't like that. Right? And they didn't seem to get that. They didn't seem to understand what story he was trying to tell them, what message he was trying to get across. So he said, I'm gonna make an example out of you. Okay, so somebody that you love, I'm gonna let them go across town and be with multiple men, and I want you to go get them. And not only do I want you to go get them, I want you to pay to bring them back to the house. And that's not gonna be the first time. They're gonna go out, do the same thing again. You're gonna be protecting and providing them. They're gonna go out again and do the same thing. And I want you to go out again and pay for them and bring them back. To show y'all how it feels when you do that to me, when you're in my face playing around, when I'm giving you my structure, my protection, my provision, all that I have. Stop doing that. It's disrespectful to me. Well, it shouldn't matter about body count. Stop doing that. It's disrespectful to me. Whenever I have to come up out of my house to go out and get you, I've been protecting and providing for you. I got to come up out of my house to go get you when you should have been at the house. Maybe you're not at the house, but you should have been out doing the right thing. It's disrespectful to me. I've got to go fight for what's already mine. I got to go pay for what's already mine because you don't have enough sense to be loyal to the person that's been taking care of you. You're an idiot. Stop doing that. Men keep on telling you, I'm not, they used to do it, but now they're saying, I'm not going to continue spending my resources. I'm not going to continue protecting and providing somebody that's going to waste my time, my energy, my money, all of that. I'm not doing it. I went to go get you multiple times. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm understanding and I'm accepting the fact that you don't want to be with me. And even though that hurts me sometimes, that's going to have to be good enough. I got to move on.
My point is if she makes the decision to leave, she should pay for it. If you want to leave, that's totally fine, but you should pay to raise your kid.
Is it not his child as well?
And he should pay for the time. That's why I said 50-50 custody off the bat, no child support, no alimony.
So she gets to take on all of the child care responsibilities, but he doesn't have to pay anything. He doesn't have to have any buy-in.
I didn't say all, I said 50-50 custody. He should have the kid half the time.
But doesn't have to pay any money towards it.
No, he should pay for the kid when the kid's at his house.
Okay, and so the majority of the time when the kid is at the mother's house, he doesn't have to be involved in any way financially?
No, she should pay for it. She has a job. Why should he have to pay for a kid?
He should support it.
If she chose to have the kid and she chooses divorce, why should she not have to pay for her own decision? That's the thing. See, there it is. You want all the freedom to do whatever you want.
Give me your money!
Don't panic. You don't want to give her the ick. Just relax. Come on, man. Can you just leave us alone?
Does this look like a game to y'all? I'm not playing around!
Crap, that didn't work. God, why does it have to happen while I'm on a date? Why couldn't he have done this when my mom was visiting? She could have given him her purse or something. Okay, act tough.
Hey man, you don't want this problem. You know who I am? Man, do it look like I'm playing around?
Oh man, he knows I'm on a date. Okay, you know what? Screw it.
Hey man, can I talk to you in private?
Bro, can you please help me out? I can't give this girl the ick, man. This is my third first date this week.
I feel you, bro, because dating these days is hard. I mean, the girls get the ick for anything. I got you. Jamel? Oh, I didn't realize that was you, dog. What's up, baby? My fault. Y'all be good, man.
Wow, you handled that well.
Hey, well, that's what I do.
Too well. Why can't guys show emotion? I know you were scared. You couldn't just cry or something? You're giving me the ick right now.
Give me money! Okay. Oh my God.
See? Now that's a real man.
I will happily be the first to say it. A man in a Mercedes is not a man. That's a bad. In fact, a man pulling up in a Mercedes is a bad waiting for you to hold his purse. Look, babe, I don't make the rules. It's just a feminine car. It's not me. When you look at it, it looks like a feminine car.
Who is most
domestically violent towards women?
Surprisingly, it's actually women.
It's not.
Yeah, no, actually, no. So check this out. The highest domestic violence actually occurs a lot of the times between same individuals who are women. And then the other thing also that's interesting is, because they did a whole meta-analysis on this, what they found was when there's violence only going one way, where one partner is beating on the other, is typically women to men. They're beating on the man. But the majority, obviously, of like domestic violence is they beat on each other. So it's two-way. But when it's only one party attacking another, it's the woman to the man most of the time. So, I think that's a misconception that a lot of people have where, people think that, oh, men are just beating up on women or whatever. It happens, but I don't think it's as prevalent as people try to say. And, this is like feminist propaganda to push certain things out and get certain legislation going or whatever. But the reality is that it's really the women that tend to be more violent with that stuff because women don't have a proper concept of violence. I'll explain this, right? So the thing with men, right, is when men deal with each other, there's already inherent respect to a degree because we understand that we're capable of killing each other, right? Because we have the physicality to do so. Women don't understand this that much, right? This is why, like earlier, I'll give you an example. When I was out doing the thing, the people that were heckling me the most were women, right? And the reason why they did that is because women don't understand the concept of violence and consequences, repercussions for talking, because women don't get punched in the face by men, luckily, right? But men do. So if you say the wrong thing to a guy, you know that there might be a physical confrontation that can end your life. Women don't understand this concept for a multitude of different reasons because, obviously we live in a civilized world. Men don't really attack women like that, which is good. Women, when they do fight with each other, they're weak, so who cares? So in general, women don't have a proper concept of violence. So this is why they tend to be more violent because they don't understand the consequences and ramifications of it.
And you couldn't imagine, you couldn't imagine that you would have been the problem. It blows your mind that you would be the problem in some of these situations. Y'all so used to thinking that the man is going to cause the problem every time that y'all neglect or y'all don't realize that it's actually you. Y'all be doing stuff that you have no business doing.
Good morning to the most beautiful girl I know. Hope you have an amazing, productive day full of joy and happiness. If you need a DoorDash for your lunch, I got you. Hey, what's going on? Hey, tonight pick me up by 7 p.m. If I'm not ready, then just wait longer. Also, give me your credit card so it looks like I'm paying for stuff, all right? You're ugly, bye.
My wife just told me that women are better at multitasking than men. So I told her, hey, why don't you try sitting down and shutting up? And as you can clearly see, she couldn't do that either.
This morning I was just straight up rude. I was straight up rude to my husband. He came up behind me while I was trying to kind of frantically get ready for church because we woke up an hour late. And he tried to give me a hug for the second time. And I was like, if you touch me, I'm gonna lose my mind. That's what I said. And I said it kind of rude. And then he got upset, understandably so, and left the room, and I continued to get ready, and I felt like he should know better. Like, I don't want to be blah, 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 blah. I'm like, he knows I'm stressed for church, yada, 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 yada. And then in my head, I'm like, ugh, the enemy just loves to sow division on a Sunday morning. And then I was like, girl. Actually, it probably wasn't me. It was probably the Holy Spirit. It was the Holy Spirit convicting me and being like, so does your flesh, girl. That wasn't the enemy. That wasn't the enemy. That was you. And it made me think, sometimes I think as Christians, it's so easy to be like, the enemy, dude. The enemy. That was the enemy. And in reality, it was us. It kind of let me like pass off my own sin and my own meanness. That's not a word, whatever. My own anger and pride and frustration. I just got to pass it off to the enemy and blame it on him. So yeah, this is my reminder to you. Don't blame the enemy for what your own flesh did. I mean, like, in the end of the day, like, our flesh is also kind of the enemy, yada, yada, yada. You could go on. Yeah, okay.
The reason girls and guys are no longer dating as much is because half of women read fiction books, whereas only 1 in 4 men read fiction books. Instead, they focus on self-help, making them more individualistic.
Right. It's men's fault. Again, would you believe we're finding another way
to blame men for whatever because of what? Thing is, the real reason men and women are not dating anymore is because women are entitled AF. Women think they deserve the world, and men just don't want to tolerate a woman who brings nothing to the table anymore, who can't even give them peace, who can't respect them, and who honestly can't love them in the way that they need. Therefore, women are staying single because, like I said, they don't respect men and they think that they rule the world and they deserve the top 0.00000.1% of men, and men have just had it and get a pet instead. That's actually the real reason why.
The first thing that women need to forgive their husbands for is being a man.
Probably the first thing women need to forgive their husbands for is for being men. The problem is that women want strong men who are good providers and at the same time expect them to be like a girlfriend that they can always vent about a problem with. Men don't want to talk about problems. They want to solve them. Women want their man to be emotionally available. In other words, they want to turn him into a woman. It's as if some women want their man to have the characteristics of a woman without losing their masculinity. There will always be a power struggle between men and women. Only when women enjoy the strengths that they have that men don't, and enjoy the strengths that men have that they as women don't, will they be happier people and able to live in peace and harmony.
Let me ask you a question. Okay. Would you learn how to play basketball from a football coach?
I guess not.
Would you learn how to play basketball from a football coach?
No.
If you want to learn how to cook, who would you want to teach you?
A chef.
If you want to learn how to drive a car, who you want to teach you?
A driver?
If you want to learn how to fly a plane, who gonna teach you?
A pilot?
How are y'all learning how to be wives and your mother wasn't a wife? You just said if you want to learn to fly a plane, you're going to go to a pilot. You want to learn how to cook, you're going to go to a chef. Women don't know what's intrinsically important to a man. They don't know how to be a wife because their mothers wasn't wise. In general, women are raising their daughters to be single mothers. Cause they are single, they're single mother, and they like, I'm gonna teach you how to be strong. And my mama told me I don't need no man. And they have raised you to be a single woman.
That's terrible.
And go be educated. So you don't need to depend on no man and get you an education and go to college. They have groomed you to be a single mother. But if you want to be a wife, you have to learn how to be a wife from a wife. The same way you will learn how to cook from a chef. Then once you surround yourself with other wives, then you will know what's intrinsically important to a man. A lot of y'all women ain't even wives. And you married.
I think for some of these relationships, you could actually get away with somebody. In theory, a single mom, you could actually learn a lot from her if she wasn't bitter. Like you could learn how to treat a man and to be around a man from a single mother if she was being objective about it, right? Like say, for instance, you have an alcoholic. An alcoholic a lot of times is probably, even though they're drinking, they probably going to tell you, or an addict, unfortunately, they're probably going to tell you, hey, man, you don't want to mess with this stuff while sitting up there buying it. Hey, man, you don't want to touch this stuff while sitting up there at the cash register buying it, right? Buying that bottle, they putting it in the brown bag, and we walking out. I'll be up here tomorrow. As a matter of fact, I'll be up here later on tonight to get more of it. Like, where are you getting this money from to buy all this alcohol and all these cigarettes? I just beg for it. Or I just find it. I just do odd jobs that are probably illegal. That's my addiction. But you don't do that. You do this and you'll be successful. So there's some situations where you can get away with it. The problem is that most modern women, some of these single mothers, they're bitter. They're thinking that they're emotionally stable, and they're not. And their kids don't know the difference. Well, that's just what mom said. I don't know who else to trust but mama. I'm still alive. I mean, she might not have been perfect, but I'm still here. And they take some of those negative, unhealthy, toxic habits into an actual relationship where the man is good, and they destroy it. And it's only years later that they figure out, well, mama wasn't really right about that. I love my mama, but she told me a lot of stuff that was dead wrong, and I shouldn't have listened. I should not have listened. You got to be careful of that. And it's tough. I do recognize that. But, you know, if you learn and you take accountability, because a man, a lot of times he's going to tell you. A lot of times a man ain't going to leave you off rip. He going to say, hey, you said this, 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 and this. And it's up to you after y'all's conversations, because a man will have a long, drawn out conversation with you. It's up to you to say, well, I was taught like this. Baby, I understand that, but this is actually the way it is. And it's up to you to take that and say, oh, I didn't know that. How would I have known that? You wouldn't have, unless somebody sat you down and guided you and instructed you, which he just did. It's up to you to take the guidance and instruction of the man that you say that you trust and you respect and make the necessary changes.
Sounds like women have a better understanding.
You know what they telling y'all today? You know what they telling?
This whole thing is self-preservation.
You know what they telling y'all today?
Women.
They telling y'all, give a about them. Don't care. This is what they want. When you don't care and you lie to them, they love you more. Thanks. When you real with them and you really trying to hold them down, they don't give up about you. Thanks. I'm telling you. All they telling you to do is to not give up about them, because the dudes that slept with them and gave them the kids was the one that didn't give up about them. The nice guy finished last 100 times out of 100.
But he still finishes.
100 times out of 100. At some point, y'all gonna have to understand that y'all are the ones that's causing the destruction of these families and this culture right now.
So it's not the men that's creating these families and walking.
Every day.
It's
the
not
men,
the men that create these families and walking.
let y'all choose for yourselves. Y'all chose wrong 100 times out of 100.
Like, I just felt like, you know, like women's intuition was telling me that you cheated on me. I was like, because women's intuition ain't real. It's fake. It is. Okay, if it's so real, wait. If it's so real, how come it couldn't warn you that I wasn't in the beginning?
You know, ignoring women is always better than arguing with them. Because arguing with a woman is like playing chess with a pigeon. She'll knock over the pieces on the board and then strut around like she won.
They be hiding the fact that because they did it for free.